Hello, welcome to this session. In this session, I will be explaining how to use the decision trees in Python. For this, we will be using the scikit-learn. The dataset which we will be using has to be uploaded in our notebook. I have uploaded all the CSV files which I require. This is test.csv, train.csv, and sample submission.csv. These are the three CSV files which we'll be using in this problem. The problem which I have chosen is a classification problem where our given certain independent variables, the objective is to predict whether the customer will do the transaction or not. So now let's dive into the code. Firstly, we need to import all the relevant and important libraries, modules. The modules which need are the decision tree classifier. We have three CSV files, train.csv, test.csv, and sample submission.csv. The most important one is the train.csv, which provides us with all the data that is required for us to build and train our decision tree. The first step is to read the CSV files into the pandas data frame. In our case, it is the training data. We'll use the pandas read underscore CSV function to read the CSV file. We can see how the data looks like for the train.csv. The first column is the ID underscore code, which is a unique identifier for a particular customer. The second column is a target variable, which is either 1 or 0. And this is what we want to train a model, or this is what the model has to learn to predict. Next are the 200 variables, which are independent variables, which will be used for the creation of the decision tree. To check what the event rate of our data, by simple group by on the target variable, we are able to find what the event rate is. Event rate for this is approximately 10%. Now the next step is we need to split the data into training and validation data. For that, we use .log operator. For the data frame, a pandas data frame can help us identify the x and y variables. X will contain all the independent variables and y will be our dependent variable. Scikit-learn provides a function which is the test train underscore test underscore split, which can help us split the data into test and validation samples randomly. Test underscore size provides information about the what should be the size of the training data. In this case, it is 0.2, which means 20% is randomly assigned to the validation and remaining 80% to the training data. Now we are creating a simple decision tree. We'll create an object for this class. We'll provide the attributes while creating the model. First is the max number of leaf nodes that will be used for the creating the tree. And second is the class weight. And this is important to specify in this particular decision tree for the type of the data we have. Our event rate is not 50%, which means the number of ones and zeros in our training data are not equal. And that is why we have to specify this class weights to balance that. We'll call fit function to pass on our training data of x and y, and that will actually create the final structure of the tree. It will create the nodes and the split for each of the variables that are being passed in the decision tree. And this is for printing the decision tree, plotting the decision tree. We'll know at each node what is the variable that is being used for splitting, and what is the threshold at which the split has happened, and what is the Gini value for its split or for the leaf node, how many samples are available in a particular node, and what is the class that is assigned to a particular node. Now we need to use the tree model to predict the value of the dependent variable. We will do that for both training and the validation data set. So we can understand how good our decision tree is in predicting the training data set and validation data set dependent variables. We will pass on y underscore train underscore pred and y underscore valid underscore pred to the ROC underscore AUC underscore score. This tells what is the area under the curve score for both the training and the testing dataset, and printed the values of the AUC value for both. It is in a reasonable range. Let us iterate through the steps to find the appropriate level of the tree depth. For that, we need to write all the steps as a function and call the function in a loop. We will create a function which is essentially encapsulate all the steps we have done previously, from training the model to the predicting the model and calculating the AUC data score, and then essentially printing the value of these AUC scores. We will run the function in a loop where we'll be passing the value of the max leaf nodes and will iterate over the values 2 to 29. You can look at this output for the range, 2 to 20. You can look at this output and you can observe that for node 6, we have the highest validation. Node 19 is the highest, but node 6 will give us the best performance for least number of nodes. So it's simplest tree which gives us the highest performance. Now using the k-fold cross validation, in this case we will do a 5-fold cross validation. We use k-fold and attributes are the value of k, which is 5 in our case, and specify whether the data need to be shuffled before it needs to split into 5 different sets. Shuffle is equals to true. A way to simplify the long output, which we get a long output. This is the output for the 5 iterations we get. So a way to simplify the long output, a simple way is to average out the AUC values for a particular iteration. This was the first function to do the k-fold. And now there is another method to do that, which we can use the cross_validate, which is the second approach for the k-fold, and it is available in the scikit-learn. Both are available in the scikit-learn. We need to provide an evaluation metric or a scorer, and the function of the CV_rock_AUC_scorer model format. We need to pass the k-fold scores. In the cross validate, we need to pass a model and the x and y, and CV is equals to 5, which is the k-fold value threshold. Scoring, which is in the format of the CV_rock_AUC_scorer. Take mean of all the outputs. For node 8, when we observe for node 8, we'll be getting the highest AUC value. Now we need to create our final model using the trees. We do the same. We find the predict value using the metric _rock_curve. We do the same, and to visualize the rock curve, this is visualizing the rock curve. Orange line is above the blue line, which tells that our model is performing well. So finally, we use a model for the testing data. So we load the test.csv into the pandas data frame that doesn't have any target. Find the value of y for the test data. And when we read, we also read the sample submission.csv file into the pandas data frame. We only see 2 columns, which is ID code and the target. Target is our dependent variable, which is a required output, and we can see this. This is the target. We are getting ones and zeros and only the ID code and target. So we can export to the CSV function and check the output. We have exporting is to the tree_scores.csv. So here a file will be created, trees_scores.csv. When we open this, it shows for which customer the target value. The target value is whether the customer is willing to do the transaction or not. This is the output. We got it in a CSV file. So this is how we can use the scikit-learn to create a decision tree in Python. Thank you.